Well, Eriksen is for sale this summer. In the winter transfer window, there are rumors that he really wanted to be sold. Sorry, that there are interest, but United said no because they look like they're really lacking depth in the midfield, and they couldn't obviously go ahead and really use the amount of money they were going to get from the sale of Christian Eriksen to land in a player. But it looks like it's gonna be really something considered him for sale. Smash the like button, comment and share if you're watching us for the very first time. Endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Then we have a story coming in through from the man himself. That is Fletcher again on Ahmad Diallo, and Dalot replies to Gary Neville as Gary Neville is going to try to him as the best Man United player this season. Let's see close to 200 likes. Smash on this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And it's always Rock and David as my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Now continue to subscribe. You know we want to hit 17,000 subscribers, and we are less by 20 subscribers to hit that milestone, and continue to do that. And by so doing, you'll be taking us to the levels that we are really crying for and craving for every time. Now, let's start it off. We thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims, Ramadan Kareem. And let's start it off with Footy Insider telling us that Man United are willing to let Eriksen leave the club this summer. That's what we've been told by the Footy Insider. And when you look at Man United, the clearance in the midfield is really going to be huge. For example, he might not only be the one leaving, but we also know that Amrabat's loan is not going to be made permanent. That is known all over the world, you know. Donny van de Beek is leaving. You get? Donny van de Beek is leaving, and by so him leaving, it really means that United will need to get in lots and lots of things. Then Scott McTominay might be one of those that Man United could be willing to obviously let go. Hannibal is another one that Man United will be willing to let go. So it's really gonna be one of those moments that we will obviously want to really get to the levels that we need to get to in there for you. So as it stands, the midfield overhaul is going to be the club of Man United. And if at all Eriksen leaves, Donny van de Beek leaves, Amrabat leaves, Hannibal leaves, that means Manchester United won't really go in to sign only one central midfielder. They'll need to get in another one, and that other one should be really a versatile one to partner with Kobe Mainoo and very many others. Casemiro is also one of those that is going to have to be talked about to leave, but in this particular case, let's talk about Eriksen. His game time is really one of the hugest points to talk about that this season. He hasn't gone ahead to play as he played last season. We all know that the problem has always been his physicality and intensity. That is it. If at all you watch the game of Fulham very well, you know exactly why he went ahead to concede that goal, because he failed to obviously get hold of Ahmad Traore, you know. So that is one of the things that they need to rectify as soon as possible. So Eriksen is no longer into the favorite positions of Erik ten Hag to start. Last season he was, and he played one of the best games of the club of Man United, but we who really used to analyze that game of football, we came out here and we told you the truth that you see to it that our midfield is edged because Casemiro is being loaded with a lot of work in that midfield. He needed another number 8 who is really strong, like you see Kobe Mainoo playing alongside him, and Eriksen could do the hold-up play, pass that ball, give us assists, because I think last season Eriksen had close to 11 assists, you know, in the entire season. But defensively, every time they went through us, he couldn't obviously help us. You remember that goal that Bukayo Saka scores against us at Emirates last season? It's because of Eriksen not being into his perfect position. You understand? He let Bukayo Saka shoot. And in very many games, we've gone ahead to see that happen, though some have not gone ahead to be given a lot of attention to detail too, because these games have gone ahead to turn out as wins for the club of Man United. But you saw it at the beginning of the season that when you look at Brighton, the goals we conceded, it's because of that Eriksen player that's supposed to be giving Casemiro support. The game of Bayern Munich, you saw that we conceded 2 goals because of Eriksen. So that is why he's not really in good terms with Erik ten Hag, and he also went ahead and really said it when he was at the international break with Denmark. He came out and said, I've had a conversation with Erik ten Hag about being unhappy with the situation and wanting to play as much as possible. So he wants to play as much as possible, but there is no reason as to why Eriksen should be played as much as possible at the club of Man United, because it doesn't resonate with what the manager wants. The manager wants a different kind of player altogether. That's why you see to it that Kobbie Mainoo has not gone ahead known to fail to start a game for the club of Man United ever since he made his full debut against Everton, because he gives us a different vibe altogether in that midfield alongside Casemiro or alongside any other player. Even alongside Liverpool, you saw to it that Kobbie Mainoo started with Scott McTominay and Eriksen came in later, because the basics of the game of football right now is the intensity. If your intensity is not right, you cannot really beat any team. That's why we could easily lose to teams that are even below in the top half of the table, because we are not really bringing in the right energy that is really desired to take us to those winning levels. So the big question is, where is he expected to go? One of the teams that are expected to be the destination of Christian Eriksen has been outlined by Tuto Meketo Wabe. They've told us that Eriksen returning to Ajax this summer could gain momentum or could gather momentum in the coming weeks. Now, we remember before he came to Tottenham Hotspur, he was an Ajax player. Even when he got that cardiac arrest and really got back to playing the game of football, we all know that he went ahead and played or trained with Ajax. By that time, even Erik ten Hag was still there, and he trained, I think, for like 3 months. It was October, November, December. And then after that, he came up and really did the needful and went ahead to really join Brentford, where he played for 6 months, and then later he joined Man United as a free agent. So he's expected to go to Ajax. But in the winter transfer window, Galatasaray was interested in signing Eriksen, and you never know, they might really come to show interest to sign this player very, very soon. So that is Christian Eriksen for you, and it looks like his time at Man United is coming to an end. And however much he's going to leave the club of Man United, but he leaves as an uncontented person, because when you ask me who is the best number 10 for the club of Man United, I'll tell you on any other day that is Eriksen. And if at all I'm to keep Eriksen at the club of Man United, he should come in to compete with Bruno Fernandes. That is it. In that role, he can really act better and better and better. And ask yourself, why did Erik ten Hag hand him that role to? Why did Erik ten Hag hand him to play that role when you're playing against Liverpool and told Bruno Fernandes, go ahead and play the central defense? Do you know why? Because we all know what Eriksen is good about. You know, Eriksen was not known for his intensity. Eriksen was known for his final pass, control of the ball, set pieces. That's what Christian Eriksen is known about. But I'm really surprised that we've not gone ahead to give him the required input and power to show us how good he is in that position. Yet we know that he was one of the best number 10s in the world. When Modric left for Real Madrid, they brought in Eriksen, and Eriksen was really a revelation in the Premier League. And to show you that he's really good, Kevin De Bruyne has just gone ahead to surpass him with the most number of assists in the Premier League, you know, ever since he came in through when he left and went for Inter Milan. But Eriksen has always been a creative player and a player of pure quality. So wait and see how that is going to pan out, but it's that kind of player that you obviously want to really look at and really understand. Now, Gary Neville came out and referred to Diego Dalot as the best player for the club of Man United this season by far. And Dalot was asked, and this is what he said on Gary Neville calling him United's best player this season. He said, it's always nice to hear compliments, especially from players who know what it is like to play for the club of Man United. It's the fruit of my work, and I want to continue. So, we all know that Manchester United has on several occasions come out and really, legends of Man United have come out and really not hailed this man. But this time around, the flowers have been given to him because he deserves them, and no one else is really worth these flowers. The guy is really one of the best right backs in the league right now, with assists, putting in goals, and obviously putting in a very beautiful intensity every time he comes into that position. And I think Gary Neville coming out to refer to him as the best player for the club of Man United is right, because making you the best player, or naming you the best player, you have to be consistent. If you are to be asked who is the most consistent player at the club of Man United, I think it has been Diego Dalot this season. That is it. It has been Diego Dalot. He hasn't missed any game. He hasn't gone ahead to get injured. He has played with his heart and has gone ahead to come out and really protect the badge. And obviously, Gary Neville is the right back of Man United, and this guy is also playing as a right back, so he knows exactly what it means to be a right back for the club of Man United. And even Dalot has gone ahead to hint about it, that being told about this when you are one of those players that is really good, that knows the culture for the club of Man United, is really very, very appetizing. You understand? So, let's go to Darren Fletcher. Again, he had something to say about Amad Diallo. I brought you a story yesterday. We talked about his technicalities and everything, but here we come as he talks about something else. He says, straight away, you could see the high level of technical ability. Amad's first touch is immaculate. There is balance. There was lack of game. There was lack of game understanding, as it's normal in young players. So we knew it was a pathway for him, a journey. So looks like they knew that they had a crown in the jewel, but that crown in the jewel just needed to obviously be made right. And by the time when he came to the club of Man United, no manager could really get him or get out what was best out of him. That's why they loaned him to Rangers and they loaned him to Sunderland. He played very well. Returning to Man United, Ten Hag said, I'm going to use you into my team and you're really going nowhere. So I really want to see you here at the club of Man United. And he's an immaculate player, and I think he really set his bar so high when he went ahead to score that goal against Liverpool. And I think he's so much onto the hearts of very many United players, and even the manager, Erik ten Hag, is now owing Diego Dalot game time. That is it, because scoring that goal that prevented us going to penalties just set the bar so high for Amad Diallo. So guys, I'm calling upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Eriksen for sale this summer, and how much do you think we are gonna get out of him. Then you can as well tell us what you think about Amad Diallo being immaculate and being held by Darren Fletcher. And lastly, what are your thoughts about Dalot being named the best player of the season so far for the club of Man United by Gary Neville? May the living to God bless you abundantly. Holy Thursday, and we out.